Hey everybody, I'm Manny,
I'm Shan.
and welcome back to our show where we're going to be discussing our favorite reality TV shows. Today we are going to be going over the Real Housewives of Potomac, Salt Lake City, and Orange County because the reunion just came to a conclusion. And then I think that by next week we'll start with Beverly Hills, but because OC will be over. But those are the three shows that we are doing today. But before we get started, I want to just say happy birthday to Shan, to my partner in crime on this little TV show. Her birthday was just recently, and I just want to say to her once again, happy birthday. So, everybody, say happy birthday. Once again, Shan, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you so much, friend. You sent me the
Yes,
most beautiful message, and I'm so happy you're in my life and you're so amazing. Thank you so much.
yes, absolutely. I've always said there couldn't be a better person for me to do this show with. So happy, blessed.
Oh my God, I need a triangle. Where's Candace when I need her?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And then before we also get started, I want to show y'all something real quick that came out today. So the new season of The Traitors is coming back. This is going to be season 3. It'll be back January 9th. And look at some of these people, Shan. Chanel Ayan, who we know very well. And I like these photos. We've got
Yeah, the
Dolores
beach.
from New Jersey.
Oh, I like Dolores sometimes.
We got Dorinda. I love Dorinda from New York. She is crazy. Oh, I think this girl's from The Bachelorette. Yeah, I think that's her.
Damn, I don't know who these people are, some of them.
Right. I don't know. Well, I don't know any of these three. Hmm. Oh my gosh! Look who it
Robin?
is. Robin Dixon.
Is that Rob?
Hmm.
Well, get your check, honey.
She
Get your
looks
check.
good. And then this is Sam Asghari. He was married to Britney Spears.
Oh wow. I didn't even know
Mm,
she was married. Damn, I'm
yeah,
old.
they're not together anymore though. And then we got, of course, Tom Sandoval from Vanderpump Rules. He's from Bachelor in Paradise. I remember him. I don't know who that is. And then of course,
Wow.
ooh,
I
so
love that guy. He's so funny. I
yeah,
love
he's
his
so
little
funny.
commentary. The host. Oh my god, who are you most excited to see?
I personally am most excited to see Dorinda because, like I said, she can. I can't wait for Dorinda. But
I don't
this
even know her.
this is gonna sound crazy. I'm kind of looking forward to see Robin.
Me too. You
I
know
want to
why?
see
Because
who
I'm
she'll
gonna see
have.
if she's less boring. Because if she's just there, it's like, girl, it's traitors. We need some drama. We need some traitory.
Right. And Dolores will be interesting because she's always on the show, New Jersey. She's always like
Neutral.
in the middle, yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm excited, and Chanel, that'll be funny too. So
She's
I
extra. She'll be good because she's very dramatic.
right. So I can't wait. That's coming out on January. Now I will say nothing. I repeat, nothing will ever beat season 2 with Phaedra, Sheree, MJ, um, what was that girl's name? Sandra. I just love season 2, but I'm sure this will be a good season 2. Oh, and Larsa was on season 2 as well. Um,
Yeah, she got kicked off early. Her
yeah, and
boyfriend was
Tamra.
there.
I keep forgetting Tamra was on that season too. She got kicked off very early as well.
Surprisingly, because you would
Hmm.
think she'd be good, doing a good job. But I
Well,
agree. Like Phaedra was really good in that show. You put me onto that show, and
yeah,
I'm excited to see season 3.
just like with House of Villains. But I actually would. I would have thought that Teresa would have been on the Traitors. Like,
On House of Villains, she's like Mother Teresa.
yeah, I haven't seen last night's episode, but I definitely need to watch
Okay,
that.
I'll be quiet.
Oh, you already watched it?
Yes, you got me addicted.
Ooh.
If you want to find a good show, guys, ask Manny. Okay,
Yeah.
if you're like, I'm bored, I don't have anything to watch, because all the shows you told me about, it's really good. But
Mm-hmm.
Traders is definitely way better. So I understand why you call it like the
Right. It's
bougie
more of a
version.
production. They have more of a budget.
The dramatic games. These are like, okay, we're going to walk around a maze. It's like,
Right, right. But it's like it's like entertaining, like it's
yeah.
still it's like a budget version, but very entertaining to see. Okay.
Yes.
So without further ado, let's get started with The Real Housewives of Potomac. This is season 9, episode 3. Okay, so we begin the episode with Stacy. She has an apartment like on the side, I guess, that she goes to every once in a while to have some alone time or to, spend time with her boyfriend, which is what she was doing on this first scene because she still shares homes with her husband, who she's getting a divorce from. And her and TJ start to paint. She had a little painting kit. I thought that was a nice little activity, but it was really awkward because she keeps trying to flirt with him and I don't know if he's not catching a hint or if he's just not into her. Like she literally had to say, "I'm flirting with you." And he was just like, "Oh, okay." So, is he camera shy? Does he not like her? What did you make of that scene?
I thought it was very boring, very unnecessary. Remember 2 weeks ago the girl said Stacy was boring and
Mhm.
is beautiful, gorgeous girl, but boring as hell. I need a little bit more. And this is the thing. I can't understand how a beautiful girl like that is giving so much desperation vibes. Cause you don't gotta tell me once that you're not into me, or you don't have to make me feel once that you're not into me. Boy, bye. And I
Mhm.
feel like we've seen several scenes now where it's just like, girl, he's just not that into you. And I feel bad because she's beautiful, she's successful, she has a nice smile. She got it going on. So I'm trying to understand, like, hey, like you said, is he camera shy, or is it no chemistry, or what is going on? But I'll tell you this, I can do without seeing them on my TV screen. I really can.
Well, listen, I get it. I get it. Um, you and I have been saying for a while that we think that Potomac is actually a little bit boring, especially compared to the other shows. So, it is what it is. I will say, I don't know. Maybe we'll see what happens. I still am of the mind that she needs to wait till she's divorced to start dating. But, I know they're not having sex, which I understand. But I was saying, I feel like even if you're not having sex, you can still like,
Yeah, they
show
go to the zoo
emotions.
and paint.
Uh, right, which it's like, whatever. That's nice,
I don't
but
see nothing wrong with going to the zoo, though, to be honest. I still go to the zoo and stuff like that. It's cool. Aquariums, all those things.
yeah,
But
yeah,
we
of
just want to
course.
see a little chemistry from them.
Right.
A
Like
little,
maybe
we're dating, a little something,
right.
a little
Maybe say
flirtation.
maybe tell her she looks pretty or
Hey, beautiful, right? A
wrap
little something.
yeah, wrap your arm around her. So Stacy, you're in danger, girl. Okay. So then we see another scene, and this one is at Ashley's house. She has Gizelle and Karen over, and she had popcorn for them and like sweet desserts and drinks. And they're kind of just catching up on the trip that they just took. And Karen is doubling down that Mia had an opioid issue or whatever. And she says that she saw it again on YouTube. Now, I want to ask you, Shan, do you think Karen's going too far by bringing this up, or do you think it's, fair since Mia also came for her?
I don't even know, because a part of me is like, is Mia just truly messy like we think she is,
Hmm.
or is Mia concerned? I'm still deciding what I really think about Mia when it comes to the Karen situation.
Right.
But
And
Karen said when they go low, we go lower.
mm-hmm, yes, she did.
What
And
did you
then
think?
I, like I said before, I'm all for the ladies demanding accountability from Karen, but it does feel at times that Mia, like, she's being malicious about it, which then it's like, okay,
Mm.
well, I don't think you truly care about what you did. I think you're just trying to, like, rub it in and, like, come at her. But I do feel, especially because later in the episode we find out that Mia said that she had an overdose or something. So I do feel like that's,
Oh
I
yeah.
you know
Yeah. I
like
disagree. Karen should not go to that level. I forgot about that part. You're right. It's not
so
okay what Karen did.
right, and it's it's deflection because Karen then she shares that she has a court date coming up, but she can't really talk about it. And Gizelle, Shan, did you pay attention how masterful Karen is at deflecting? So
Yeah.
Gizelle says, we'll be here for you, and Karen hits her with the, "I'll be here for you too, because I know Jamal's getting married." I was like,
Karen is very witty. She's very witty.
Speaking of, did you see the pictures of Jamal and his wedding?
No.
Oh my
He
god.
got married already?
He got married over the weekend. Like I think he got married the day before,
Were
like
they
on a
nice
Saturday.
pictures?
And let's just say people
I'll look
were
at them.
let's just say people
I'm about
were
to look at it now because I'm messy.
yeah, let's just say people were having some thoughts about him and his bride's uh
Jamal Bryant wedding.
their their
Ah,
outfits. Oh, here.
is this the wedding photo? The jumpsuit?
Let me pull it up.
Wait, maybe I missed it. Wedding photos.
Okay, I just pulled it up on the screen.
Oh.
Now, my question is, are they promoting the Wicked movie?
I'm screaming. You better stop.
I
Not
know
are they promoting the Wicked movie?
Wicked's coming out, so
I know. I've been seeing commercials.
hmm.
What? What? This is wait. This is her wedding jumpsuit?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go on mute. They
Mm,
say if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say it. So
that part. And then Giselle acting like she said every politician in pasture should be married. I was like, okay, well,
wait, this is what she walked down the aisle in?
I guess so because when I saw the pictures, all of oh my gosh, look what I just saw. Oh, I
I mean, she's beautiful, but and then why is he wearing a
Lord have
green
mercy.
suit? I'm gonna go on mute again.
Lord, yeah, this is definitely Wicked themed. I don't know what's going on. Look, and he's is that green?
I'm
Mm-mm.
just trying to understand how you go and you're like, okay, I want to get a green gown, a green suit, then I want to get a pink jumpsuit. I guess because it's 2024 and everyone's trying to be different.
Listen, people need to stop trying to be different. Go back
I
to the
know.
original. I had such it's a little off topic, but I had such high hopes for Jennifer Williams because she kept talking about this wedding and all these dresses. And when we saw the pictures, we were like, "What the hell?" So
Yeah. I don't know. Call me basic, call me boring, but for a wedding, I love a gorgeous white dress.
absolutely, absolutely for
Ciao.
sure. But people want to be different nowadays, so it is what it is. Okay, so then we move on. We see a scene. I guess I'll just merge these two scenes together. Wendy goes out with her family to have a little nice dinner, and she takes her mother. And then in another scene, we also see Ashley with her mother. Ashley's scenes with her mother I thought was really nice. She is talking to her mom about her childhood and how that compares to her children and how she really cares for her mom. I actually felt bad because it looks like Miss Sheila, that's Ashley's mom. It sounds like she has a pretty toxic boyfriend who like doesn't take care of her and she's had him for a while. So and she's worried about that because her mom can't because she says that her mom did I hear this right? She said that her mom still works like a full-time job, like
I
12
know she
hours
said
or
her
something.
mom has some health issues right now, which is very
Yeah.
sad. Um, Praying for your mom, Ashley.
Yeah, because when Ashley was with Michael, at least I know that she said that he provided for the moms. That was nice. So I feel bad for her. She needs to dump this boyfriend. It sounds like he's not good for her. So yeah, like Shan said, praying for her. With Wendy's mom, she starts talking in public because mind you, this is a public restaurant. She starts talking about her payment, that she didn't get her payment,
My
and then
allowance.
her allowance. And then Wendy just pulls out the phone and was that like $500, 300, something like that.
Oh, she showed it.
Yeah, she showed on the when she was on the PayPal or
Oh, I
Cash
didn't
App,
even
whatever
see
that
that.
was. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was a little tacky. Like you're talking like, mm,
Mm.
but that's her mom. So I mean, I'm not saying she shouldn't help her. That's amazing, but I just didn't like that she said it like in a restaurant. I don't
Like
know.
TV discussion.
Right. And then
Yeah,
when Wendy starts talking about her 40th birthday party, her mom was throwing shade, right, at Eddie's family.
a little bit. A little
Yeah.
bit. But I
And
was like in the last episode or a couple episode prior, she was like, "Yeah, invite them. I'm ready to move forward." You
right.
know, about Eddie's family.
Bless Eddie, because listen, mother-in-laws, you know, I bet he has a lot to deal with for his mother-in-law. So that was that. And then and then we move over to Jassie's throwing a party for her boyfriend. And we Mia comes with ink, Kriana comes with her man, and there's a little bit of a discussion talking about how short the men are, especially Ink. But I gotta say this, Shan. I appreciate his confidence because for him to walk around with a woman who's like, a foot taller than him, and he doesn't feel insecure about that. I gotta give him
That
credit.
we know of.
What do you mean that we know of?
Insecure about it that we know
Oh,
of.
yeah. Well, that's true. But I don't know. I just feel like he doesn't. I don't think he cares. Kriana's boyfriend is also very short, but because she's short herself, it's not that big of a deal. But I don't like the short bashing. I don't
Who
like
mentioned that? I can't remember. Who brought it up about
Jassy.
short men?
Jassy was like, "Oh,
How tall
Kriana's
is her man?
man."
Is he 7'5"? Like,
Yeah, Jazzy was like, "Oh, I didn't know Kriana's man was short too," and I was like, "Jazzy, you might need to worry about your man
ooh,
and when he's having his babies, because he's
ooh,
clearly you don't have the timeline correct, okay?"
and ooh.
But did listen, this short bashing, mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't know. Ink definitely looks super short to me, but I don't know their heights, like, you know.
Right?
But I know Mia is tall, so I see your
Mia is
point.
tall, yeah.
And then, yeah, Kiana does look short. And then I didn't think her man looked short on the TV. He looked like normal, like average height to me.
Listen, ladies listening here, short men deserve love too, okay?
Yes.
And I would just like to point out because all the time, Shan, when I hear all these women talk about, oh, I want a man that's 6 foot, 6 foot and over. The reality is, men over 6 feet in this country are less than 10% of the population.
Mm.
So good luck with that.
Yeah, we all say that when we're young.
I
But
mean,
it's
I get
like,
it.
then
It's
you realize,
important.
like, okay, what's really important, you know?
But you know what I feel like? I feel like yes, a woman could probably have that standard because I feel like probably every woman wants a man who's taller, right, than her. Um, I do feel though like if you truly fall in love with with that man, a woman, I feel like she could probably see past that.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
You know,
Like, height isn't the end all be all.
right? And if you got some money, stand on that.
Period.
So yeah,
And
so
your
that was that.
character. Stand on your character.
Right, stand
Stand on business.
on your confidence and your Funny guy.
Yes.
And then of course we got TJ, who just look at this perspective. We got these short men who clearly love their ladies, but then we got this tall man who clearly doesn't love his lady. You see the contrast? So it's like hype
You
isn't everything.
yeah.
But yeah, so TJ was super friendly though with everyone, and Ashley made some little shady comment. Also, Kriana confronts Mia to tell her to, take it back that she said her boyfriend was a drug dealer because she doesn't want her current boyfriend, who's a social worker, to be associated with that. Now,
Right.
clearly, Mia meant her ex, clearly, but, but Mia did apologize.
Yeah. I feel like it's good that Kiana did that because a lot of people they're probably gonna think it's him because she's like your boyfriend and this is her current boyfriend, you know. So
Yeah,
I'm glad Kiana stood on business and be like, no, let's clear this up. My man has a good job. He's like not that. So I was like, good job.
absolutely.
What do you think about Wendy confessional about TJ?
Oh, that was funny when she was like, "This man is
I'm
not
like,
sexually active."
child, poor TJ,
Poor TJ, but he kind of hit it off with Eddie, and he was like, "If you just do the sex with
but
the
not poor TJ at the same time.
yeah, yeah, I know what you mean." TJ told Eddie, "Listen, if there's nothing else, just other than the sex, then what else is there left?" So that was funny. You, I thought you told me that you liked Wendy's dress, right?
My boyfriend liked her dress. Well, he liked her. She was wearing like a silver, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Wendy's dress is nice.
Remind me again the party. Oh, it was Jazzy who threw the
It
party
was
for.
Jazzy's party for her man, or her man was in town and she was throwing an event, or he was in town for a game. So she was like, let me throw an event, something like that. And then she was like, she's going to bring like single men to meet the ladies, something like that. But
Yeah.
where are they at though?
Well, yeah, that's the question. And her man just went to the White House. I love how Wendy was like, "How did you go at the White House?" And he's like, "Oh, the food was good." I don't know if she was expecting him to like
Explain.
explain something else, but yeah. You have any other thoughts about this party?
No, it's boring too.
It was boring, yeah. And Karen kind of confirmed.
Potomac has just gotten so like I feel like thank God you're recapping because I feel like I forgot everything that happened until the last scene. You know
Right,
what I mean? Like I don't
right.
think there's much memorable moments anymore.
Yeah, Mia confronts Karen on the opioid thing because Gizelle did carry the bone, and they kind of like they have a little shade match, but I guess they're okay. Then we see a scene with Karen and her cousin. This is really interesting because her cousin, I guess they're very close. Her cousin was on the phone with her, you guys, when she crashed. And the poor man starts to cry when he's talking about that night. It looks like it was very traumatic for him too because he thought she was hurt. I felt bad seeing that scene.
Yeah, me too. I felt like he was genuinely concerned for her.
Right.
And I was like, damn, it was a touching scene.
But it
Especially like being on the phone, hearing the
yeah.
commotion and things like that. Like
And
he must have been really scared too. So I felt
but
bad
it,
for him in
but
that
it just goes
scene.
to show you again that Karen needs
Right.
to realize the impact well, no pun intended, the impact not just of the crash but of the situation.
Yep. The
Which, by the way,
magnitude.
you guys, um sad news came out
I
yesterday.
know.
Karen's friend Matt died.
I saw on was it the Shade Room or the Neighborhood Talk? One of them.
Yeah,
I was like, oh.
that was so sad.
I
He was
remember him in some episodes.
Yeah, because he would always help her with like events and stuff, like when she had the Grand Dame and French show and things like that. Yeah, so and I think it might have been Ashley. She came out and did a video and said to the fans to go show some love to Karen because she actually has known him since high school. Now I don't know what she meant by that. Like who was in high school, but
Oh wow,
they were
that's a
close.
long
They were
time.
close. So
Yeah, rest in peace to him. That
rest in
was
peace. And I
sad.
hope people surround Karen so she doesn't like it doesn't like make her
Yeah,
spiral. So yeah, that's
yeah.
sad. Rest in peace. And then last scene of the episode, which is probably the most interesting scene,
Child.
was Gordon. Now, Shan, go ahead and tell us about this scene because I know you had some thoughts. You were definitely Team Gordon.
Yes. Period. So basically, um, messy Mia, and her man is in, the kitchen, and Gordon is there. And so Gordon is like thinking, like, this is awkward. And, her man that I don't like, Ink, I don't know why, but there's something about him I don't trust. And I can't put
About
my
Ink?
finger on it yet, but I feel like I'm going to find out. You know what I mean? He just give me like
You're
he's
talking about
there,
Ink,
like,
right?
just, huh?
You're talking about Ink, right?
Yes, Ink. I don't trust him. I don't know. I don't believe this love between him and Mia. But whatever. So Mia's like, Gordon, when are we gonna talk about the kids, and discuss the kids? And Gordon got upset because he was like, I'm not trying to help you guys, like, promote what you
Mm-hmm.
got going on, and I don't feel comfortable. I don't want to film unless it's with the kids or something.
Right. Like he
What
doesn't
did he
want Ink
say?
to be there.
Huh?
He said that if he doesn't want to ever film with the kids if Ink is going to be there too.
Yes, that's what he said. And so he got really upset, and then Ink was trying to act like he was all, you know, positive and didn't want to cause any drama. What else happened?
And Gordon starts to confront him about when he cheated with
Yes.
Gina. Yeah.
Yes. Gordon was like, basically, he's tired of being disrespected.
Yeah. And he says, "You cheated. How many times did you have a?" But Gordon was spilling it all. He done told everything. He said
Yeah,
he
he's like,
had
adultery, you
abortion.
had adultery, this and this. And
Yeah.
then Ink is trying to play it off like, the son, her son is his son, and that really upset Gordon, rightfully
Uh-huh.
so.
They need to get that DNA test quick to figure out like what's going on with that. Cause,
Let me tell you why I'm Team Gordon, right? Ever since Mia came on this show, she had, let me use this word that they use on Orange County. Let me use this statement. To me, a strange relationship with the truth. And I hate to quote these people.
I know.
But, Mia would be like, oh, I don't know my age. Da 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 da. Remember? She was
Hmm.
always like leaving out parts of the story. And so I was just thinking how I would feel if I was married, right? Somebody cheated on me, because that's what I got from the story. I don't know if this is 100% true, but from the scenes we saw, this is how I took it. I'm married, my husband cheated on me, and then he's like, have the new girl that he cheated on me with all involved with my kids, right? And then in my home, and like, you know,
Yeah,
it's hurtful for Gordon, I feel like. Especially
absolutely.
because now she left him out of nowhere. He doesn't have his money anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you seeing this man now who's like basically taking over, right? Because he come in, and you're like out the picture now. He's saying your son is his son, and you know that they had adultery in the past, according to him, and I felt like I was proud of him for saying how he really felt. But then at the same time, I see a lot of people on social media saying Gordon cheated on his ex-wife. He left his ex-wife for Mia, so that was karma, allegedly. I don't know the whole story, because sometimes I don't pay attention to Mia because I don't feel like she's telling 100% truth, in my opinion. So
Hmm.
sometimes I like listen to her, but I don't fully listen because I'm like, I don't know. You're either like leaving something out or it doesn't add up. But I'm Team Gordon because I feel like Mia is just doing the most. And you're playing around with the kids. And like Karen and Gizelle said earlier in the season, protect the kids.
Yeah, absolutely. To be
It's just
honest,
getting too messy.
Yeah, and if I'm going to be 100% honest with you, I don't really feel bad for Gordon per se either. Like you were mentioning what these people in the comments have been saying, because I just feel like
Yeah, he
when
shouldn't have left his wife for another girl allegedly. That's
right,
a hundred
right,
percent wrong. But it,
and it, you know how like the Bible says you reap what you sow. When you
amen.
have when you have a relationship that is just you keep sowing just like dysfunction, like cheating,
Amen.
you know, threesomes, open relation, what do you expect to happen? You know what I mean? So I don't feel bad
Right.
for him per se, but like you said, it all comes down to how this will affect the kids.
Yeah. There's a better way I feel like Mia could handle it. Maybe not on national TV when it comes to the kids portion.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
But what do you
but
think about G kind of trying to put Ink in his place a little bit?
um, oh, I have a different opinion about this. People are probably gonna drag me. Um, I don't really have a problem with ink, only because.
No, you're allowed to have your opinion. And that's my friend.
Okay,
Don't be
okay.
dragging
From
him, period.
from what Mia has said, it sounds like they were like in love since they were like in high school. So in my from my perspective, it's almost like okay, we were together, then things happen, and like we weren't allowed to be together, but like after all these years, we're finally back. Like our
And you
as
know, I
like
agree with you.
the love of our lives. I don't know. I don't
Like
know.
reconnecting. I've heard stories like that. Like, oh, we were high
Yeah.
school sweethearts. We went off, had kids, got married, and then we got divorced, and then, things like that. But I could see that. But is it she's still married or she's separated or are they divorced?
I think they're still married. And I think that's one of the things that Jacqueline was trying to tell Mia when they were at the trip. She was like, you're going to have to like if you want to like for real continue with your relationship with Ink, you're going to have to stop, bringing Gordon like kind of not um
Keeping him so close, I feel like.
yeah, keeping him so close because it's so
Cuz it
messy.
kind of make him feel like he has a chance maybe to get his like
Right.
girl back. Cuz like he
Uh-huh.
lives close to them or in the same building. And you know what? Your perspective really made me realize something. I don't feel that bad for Gordon because I was
Yeah.
just saying like in the comments what I've been seeing and allegedly he left his ex-wife and stuff like that. And so I don't feel 100% bad for him, but I feel bad if he is really like if he's sick cuz he said he was sick, like he had like memory issues or something like that.
Oh yeah, bipolar.
Yeah, so it's like I feel like because of that going on, they probably shouldn't be playing with him on TV.
Yeah.
Cuz it
And
seems like
I
he's
will
dealing with like his mental health. You know what I mean?
okay, how about this? Maybe you'll agree with this. Maybe we can feel bad for Gordon, not as a husband who lost his wife, but maybe we can feel bad for him as a dad.
Yes, this is why I love you. You summed it up perfectly. Exactly. I feel bad that the problem. This is why I say I feel bad. This put it in perspective, because I feel like how would you feel if you raised a kid and loved him and all these things, and then now somebody's like, "Oh, I'm his dad," or "I think maybe he's my kid." You know what I mean? So I
Yeah,
I understand. Yeah, exactly. We don't feel bad for him as a husband, but as a father, a little
right.
bit.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that was pretty much it for the Real Housewives of Potomac. Any final thoughts? Anything else? I think we pretty much covered it, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's move on, you guys, to the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Ooh, we got so much to talk about. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So we begin this episode with Lisa and Heather meeting up at the hat store. And what I kind of just made from this scene was Lisa going to go kind of just snitching to Heather the things that happened at the couples trip. And in my perception, I kind of just saw this scene as Lisa letting Heather know that she has her back against Bronwyn. Um, did you make anything of this first scene with Lisa and Heather? There really wasn't much to it. She was just kind of just telling her about the trip.
Yeah. And I agree. I feel like Heather was like, I don't know why. I feel like Lisa was like, yeah, but I got your back. I got your back.
Yeah.
Like, when did
Oh,
they become besties?
listen, I'm getting tired of them, but we're gonna get into that later.
And I
So
did
then,
not miss Heather at all. I forgot about her, actually.
isn't that? I think
I
we
really
all none
forgot
of us
about
miss
her.
Heather. Yeah,
Yeah, when she
and not
showed up, I was
even
like, huh, oh yeah, she's on the show.
right, right. I don't think none of us missed Heather, honestly. But
And
let's talk
you know
about
what?
this
Heather
next.
used to be my favorite, like the first couple of
Same.
seasons. Heather used to be
Mm-hmm.
my favorite. I don't know what happened, but yeah.
I don't know either, but we'll get to that in a second. Let's talk about this next scene though, because this one is a lot of people have opinions on this. So we see Bronwyn talking to her husband Todd about the couple's trip, and I guess she's kind of trying to tell him what she was feeling, but he completely shuts her down. He says that that's not a way that she should be acting. He doesn't want to be around drama. That he was, so disappointed in the way she was behaving. He even said that this was unbecoming. I didn't like this scene because I felt like he was really talking down to her. What were your reactions when you first saw this scene, Shan?
I agreed. I felt bad for her and I felt pissed off for her because you can tell your partner, your husband, your wife, you can tell them, hey, I don't like how you handled the situation. I would have preferred you do this. You were doing a lot of yelling, all this. But it was giving very much condescending. It was giving like scolding, like he was scolding her,
Yes,
like you
yes,
did this wrong. And it's okay to say you're wrong, but let her get her opinions out and her feelings out. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But I
you're
feel
right.
like, which is so weird. I feel like a lot of people in the comments, this Instagram thing that we both follow that posts the clips. I was reading the comments. A lot of people were like, I understand Todd. I understand how he feels. But I'm telling you this right now. If I was to ever be on a show, I'm watching the show to get a vibe of how it is. And so
Mm-hmm.
all I'm thinking is, doesn't he know this is Real Housewives? They're kind of messy. Like, it happens. They argue.
Yeah, he
You
said, I
know?
don't like the yelling.
Yeah.
What should you expect this to be, sir? What do you expect this to be?
Right. This is not the Golden Girls.
Listen, I agree because even some people in the comments in my recap were saying like it's normal for like husbands to tell wives or whatever, and I was like, I agree with that. Of course, as a couple, you can tell your wife or husband, hey, I didn't like that you acted like that, but it's the way you do
Yes.
it. It's the way you do it. And you know what really kind of broke my heart, Shan, is when she said in her confessional, I can't even
I
confide in my friends
know.
anymore. And now I can't even do it in my house. That's bro, that's sad.
I
Because your
know.
spouse, your partner, it's supposed to be the person who you can feel safe to tell what you're feeling without being judged.
Yeah, that's what I didn't like. And I don't dislike Todd. I think he's fine. I feel like they love each other, but I feel like he could have said it a better way. A better way.
Absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised. Some people have put out a few theories out there. They are saying either Bronwyn will get off the show after this season because Todd won't let her do it, or she might stay and find her independence and leave him. Or, of course, you know, best case scenario, she stays on the show and she stays with him. So everyone's happy. But I wouldn't be surprised if she grows top. Like, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors, right? But
Yeah.
if this is how he acts all the time, I wouldn't be surprised if she decides to leave him eventually.
Yeah. And then another part is like, I'm wondering if he's just, because a lot of people are saying this in the comments before, like when I read it a couple days ago, they're like, that's just, he's like probably old fashioned. And like,
Mhm.
that's, because of his old fashionedness, he can't understand, like, he doesn't understand what, like, you know what I mean? And so, or maybe he just sees her as this classy, amazing princess and he doesn't want her to stoop to their level.
Right.
My opinions are still going like for Todd to see how I feel. Because sometimes she
Yeah,
seemed like she's so in love with him. She's like, Todd, da da da. He just seems
And
serious. Like, is it his personality? He just seems very serious.
yeah, I think that's it for sure. But also, like, this is the problem. So, yes, he could have said, I didn't like the way you were screaming or whatever. But it's also like, okay, Todd, but do you even know why she was screaming? She was screaming because these other women were antagonizing her and like trying to belittle her experience with Heather. Like, because remember, who randomly decided to call Heather in the hot tub? Meredith and Lisa.
Lisa
Uh
Barlow.
huh. So he didn't even give her the chance to. Yeah, that was Todd. You need to do better.
Just
Listen
give
to your
her the
wife.
chance to explain her side. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. So we agree on that. Then we see the next scene. Angie is cooking. It looks like she likes to cook because we've seen her cook a few times. And then her dad comes over. This was also a very emotional scene. Angie, lets those guard downs, and for the first time, as she's talking about her parenting and how she's been reflecting on that, she kind of lets her dad know that she has started to realize that she doesn't really talk to her daughter too much about her mom because she's kind of mad at her because her mom died when Angie was 8. And correct me if I'm wrong, Shan, didn't she say that her mom died because she was an alcoholic?
She just basically said she drank a lot. She didn't
Okay, yeah,
exactly
yeah, that's
say
what I thought.
that, but yeah, she was alluding to that. She was like, she drank a
Yeah, okay,
lot.
okay, okay. I just want to make sure I heard that
Yeah.
right. So I think that Angie was sort of saying that she doesn't want to feel like this, right? And that's why she was crying, but she does feel
She wants to
resentment.
forgive.
Yeah, because she missed out on having a mother. Like she was 8, you know, and I that really touched me. And I loved Angie's dad being there for her. Did you think that was pretty emotional too?
This was one of my favorite scenes I've seen on these shows since we've been watching these seasons, like for this year. Because
Hmm.
I just feel like her dad is just so sweet. Something about it, it's like you could just tell he's a good dad. And like when
Yeah.
the mother passed away, he like picked up everything and, tried to make it
Right.
work and all. They had like a lot of kids and stuff, right? She said she had
Hmm.
a lot of siblings.
Yeah.
And so you could tell they have a great relationship. And I thought it
Right.
was a beautiful scene. And I love that she's able to talk to him and tell her how she feels. And I love that she's saying she's trying to learn to forgive. Basically, she said something like that in the confessional. Yeah, I'm glad she has her dad because he seemed like
Yeah.
he did a good job, like, raising them. And Angie is one of my favorites this season, surprisingly.
Me too. Me too.
It's
So yeah,
crazy.
you're
Like,
right.
all our favorites are changing.
Uh, I mean, talk about it. So yeah, her dad pretty much became a single father, like a single dad raising all these kids, and it looks like he did a great job. Um, so props to him. I hope
Yeah.
he lives 100 more years because he looks like a good dad. So yeah, that was
Yeah.
really emotional. Um, we then go straight to the party. So Miss Mary M. Cosby threw a breakfast at Tiffany's party, which I've never seen that movie, but I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it. And yeah, so the theme, it was kind of like what's the actress's name? Um
Tiffany Blue, Audrey Hepburn.
Audrey Hepburn. That's what it is. And I guess that was kind of like the theme. Um
Yeah, that was a theme, like breakfast and Tiffany's, hence the Tiffany blue color, right? And then they were trying to, go as Audrey Hepburn. And some of them definitely failed.
so look at this. When you type in Audrey Hepburn, I feel like this is probably the look, right?
And Angie killed it. Angie was the best dress in the episode at
Something
the
like
party.
this. So I'm seeing like
Yes.
black, some
Classy
pearls.
black pearls,
Yes,
right?
classy like that. Shit. Let me
Elegant.
wait, hold on. Let me. Okay. Let me.
Remind the
Uh,
people.
yes. Um. Keep talking about the outfits and what you thought about them. I'll be right back.
Lisa and her blue jumpsuit. And apparently Mary wore the jumpsuit as well. I feel like they all should have wore black because like Manny just showed us like the theme, it's like black, nice jewelry, classy, elegant, dainty. I loved Angie's outfit. I think she did a great job with the theme. She looked very fabulous. Her makeup was nice. Angie definitely my fave this season. And I also think Whitney looked really nice. The rest of them and Mary looked nice. So those three understood the assignment. The rest of them
Which
I was
three did
like,
you say,
what the
Shan?
hell? Huh?
Which three did you say?
Definitely Angie best dress. Understood
Yes,
the assignment. Whitney and Mary. Those three look the
I
best.
agree.
The rest of
I
them, they
agree.
did not get the invitation.
And you know
Especially
what? I also
Brittany. Child.
I'm not even. I don't even consider her because she's a mess. Um, I actually think Bronwyn actually kind of looks like the actress Audrey Hepburn. I just feel like the green was like it
The
didn't.
bright ass yellow. Yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, like her hair and her makeup, like that looked good. But yo, Lisa Barlow, are you serious, lady? You can't follow directions? A vibrant blue pantsuit that Mary Cosby wore for you, and then
She looked like
I
she was
can't.
going to Jamal Bryant's wedding.
Oh, listen, send
Right?
Lisa
She
with
was in
Jamal Bryant.
theme.
Yes. Uh-huh. And then I don't know what you said about Heather. Heather looked good. It just wasn't the theme.
Heather looked like she usually look basic and boring.
And then did you talk about Meredith's bangs? Oh Lord.
Child.
Lord.
Like Audrey Hepburn had bangs, but Meredith, what the heck? Her hair
Meredith,
was a mess.
yeah, Meredith, what's going on with you? But for sure, I I think we will agree that we'll give it to Angie, best dressed.
Even her hair, like I love how she had the long swoop going down.
Yes.
Her bun looked nice. Her makeup was giving everything. You know what's funny? I came across Angie on Instagram, like her Instagram, and
Hmm.
she was like, I guess it was her birthday. She was like 50 years, 51 years around the sun or something like that. And I was so surprised she's 51.
Oh wow.
She looks young.
Yeah, she could be
Girl,
40
when I get
now.
old, I need to get all of Angie's doctors. Because
Yes.
her skin, like, she looks so young. I had no idea she was 51. I thought she was like maybe 40, 42. So,
Hmm.
yeah, random. But she
So
definitely looked the best.
yeah, y'all let us know in the comments who y'all thought was the best dress. I also what I love about Angie is that she will never forget where she came from. Any opportunity that she has to tell people something about something being Greek, she will tell them, and I
Yes.
appreciate that because
Yes,
I'm
me too, because I'm
Mexican.
learning about Greek. Sorry, go
I'm
ahead.
Mexican, so if I any opportunity that I can talk about that, I will. And she was talking about the plates of Abraham Lincoln being Greek. And Shan, someone did some fact checking, and apparently it's true.
It
So
is?
apparently, not the Versace part, obviously, but the Greek part, yes. So that's that. I thought that was a little fun fact. So yeah, good for Angie for being having pride in her origin.
Yeah.
Um. So yeah. So they're sitting at the table. Um. And right away, here come the fights. Okay. So the first fight that we kind of get is okay. Brittany got there super late. She looked like she was going to go run some errands
To Target. Yep.
to Target to do some grocery shopping. And when she sits there, she kind of starts, well, she's mad that she wasn't invited to the couples trip, but then you guys, she starts being mad at Angie because Angie brought a bottle of wine, and she was like, "How dare you bring a bottle of wine when I'm doing a, a church thing in my house?" And she's just going off and off and off and off. I loved that Angie turns around to look at her and says, You're doing three guys. You drink every time I look at you. Why are you pretending to be some good Mormon? I was like, oh my gosh. That was savage of Angie. She put her in her place, for sure.
That was a good read.
It was. You know why I think it was a good read too? Because I just felt like Brittany was being so like
Dramatic.
dramatic about it. Yeah.
Desperate for screen time. That's what I got from.
Definitely desperate. Very
But you
desperate.
know who
Oh,
I loved? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna
I'm sorry,
say,
guys. Let me just say this. I'm really sorry, Manny. I don't mean to keep cutting you off. There's a
no,
little
no,
bit
no,
of
you're
delay.
fine.
No, there's a delay right now. I don't know what's going on with my connection. So it's like I hear you talk and then it pauses and then it seems like you're quiet. So then I start to talk, but then you're still talking. There's a little delay. I'm sorry.
Okay, okay. But I was just gonna ask you, did you catch Mary Cosby telling us that Jared has been in her DMs?
When I tell you I was on the floor laughing so hard, she said, I don't have time for that soap opera. Jared, Jared.
Mm-mm-mm.
You know, Brittany would lose her mind when she sees the show and she sees that confessional. Because you know how she's all like into him and stuff. But what
Yeah.
I loved about that scene was that Whitney was like, Brittany, are you mad that she brought the wine or that you got exposed for drinking? And I was
Mm.
like, boom. Because I don't think it was about the wine. It was about maybe she didn't want her friends to see that she drank and whatever. But good job, Angie. I love a classy, nasty read.
Yes. So then eventually Heather is making a lot of these passive aggressive statements, something about a prenup. She keeps talking about a prenup. Now, Heather, you sure have a lot to say about somebody else's marriage when you don't even have a husband. It,
Ooh,
ugh,
clock it.
she's so invested in Bronwyn, and Bronwyn is like, looks like you're like very concerned, like you keep talking about this, and then Heather, in a very mean way, says, "I know three things about your husband. One, that he didn't get a prenup. Two, that he collects Starbucks mugs, and three, that he's an asshole and trips when things don't go his way." Now, here's the thing, Shan. You and I agree that he's wrong for what he did, but I feel like Heather saying that Bronwyn should have jumped across that table.
Right. But she was probably thinking, how would my husband react to this?
Oh, you're right. I didn't think about that. But actually, Bronwyn turns to Lisa and she's like, "Oh, okay," because she knows
You.
Lisa's the one that told Heather.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm sorry, Bronwyn and Heather are going back and forth. Then these ungrateful women, Lisa in particular, starts talking about the plane ticket. And Bronwyn says, "Wait a minute. You all left with gifts. Your husband left with gifts. I got the house, and you're choosing to only see what seats you got on a 67-minute flight?" And Lisa shut up. Did you notice that? She didn't say nothing back because she knows it's
Yes.
true. That's so ungrateful. But then here comes Heather again, just viciously attacking Bronwyn and says, "Well, if it was only 67 minutes, then why did you get the first class?" And what did Bronwyn say, Shan? I thought that was epic.
Because it was my goddamn credit card.
Boom, drop the mic.
I was like, yes, yes, eat her up. Because, girl, do you even go here? You can't even dress nice for the occasion. And you want to talk about money? You want to talk about prenup? I was so here for her. Because this is the thing. I don't understand. Because I've seen a lot of these shows and I've seen things that warrants Heather's behavior or whatever, right? Like, because I feel like Heather has so much venom for Bronwyn. But I don't understand
Yeah,
where it comes from because I don't think Bronwyn did anything to her. Like honestly, it's like this real dislike for Bronwyn. And it's like she doesn't deserve that because I feel like Bronwyn is really trying to be Heather's friend. Like she invited her to her home. She wanted her to go on a trip on the trip. She bought her a ticket. Like I feel like Heather is trying to hate Bronwyn. And it's not
Hmm.
right. This girl did not do anything to you. She did not steal your man. She did not kill your cat. Like, I don't get why she's like going so hard. And for her to be like, your husband's a this, she doesn't even know her husband. I felt like that was too low. Because don't talk about the
It was very.
husbands. Because if her husband gets mad and puts you in your place, it's going to be like, why are you coming for a woman? But she started with him. She doesn't know him. They had an anniversary trip and they were nice enough to invite all the ladies. They should be grateful. Like, Heather, shut up and eat your food.
But wait, you guys. Well, yeah. In the words of Kim Richards, why don't you eat a piece of bread? Maybe you'll calm down a little. But you guys, Bronwyn actually reveals that she bought Heather a plane ticket. Heather then asks, "How did you do that?" And Bronwyn says, "I asked around for your birthday." And Heather very proudly says, "Well, none of them know my birthday because I have lied to every single one of them." Shan, call me crazy, but did this woman just proudly and loudly admit to being a liar?
Yes. And I was thinking the
Wow.
same thing. I never seen somebody so happy to tell a lie before. And who does that? Who lied to their friends about their birthdays and stuff like that? It's like just unnecessary. Like, what was the reason?
But you know what,
If you don't
Shan?
want to tell them the year, you don't have to tell them the year, but the date, it's like if you tell somebody the date of your birthday and you don't tell them the year, they're not going to know your age. So if it's like hiding her age, I don't know what her reasoning is.
But you know
But
what, Shan?
yeah.
It's what it tells me. If you're capable of lying for
Oop,
something as simple as your birthday, what does that say about what else you've been lying about?
that part.
Maybe
That
Monica
part
was
right there.
maybe Monica had a point. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, Mary kind of tries to be the peacemaker and tells Heather that Bronwyn still does want to be cool with Heather, which we know that's why Bronwyn invited her to the house before the trip. Bronwyn had the intentions of inviting Heather. She just doesn't seem to want to understand that. And I liked what Bronwyn said. She said, anytime you fight with Heather, she'll bring up something else so that you will never be able to like resolve what you're, talking about. But Mary intervenes. I guess Heather realizes that she's acting very, very bad, and she starts to say this excuse that she just loves this friend group and she's very protective of it and doesn't like new people, which I would believe you, Heather, but you just 3 seconds ago admitted to lying to everyone, so why should I believe that you're explaining this right now?
That part.
I mean, but I think Bronwyn maybe saw this as an olive branch and she kind of takes it. So they're good. Then all of a sudden, as they're okay, we hear a little obnoxious voice in the corner stand up and say, "Wait, what about me?" That was
I was
Brittany.
crying.
Yo, what is going on with Brittany? This girl has a problem.
Something is off about her, but I like her. Like this, it was funny. It was funny
It
because I
was, it
never
was.
seen a grown woman be so pressed. And who said it? Somebody was like, "Get her a dog or something."
Bronwyn.
She wants attention, and I was like,
She said this woman needs unconditional attention. Like, oh my god, Brittany.
"Yo." I busted out laughing because, like you said, a little voice out of nowhere.
But you know what was
Child.
nice? Brittany does apologize to Bronwyn for what she said about the husband. So, you know, a little win for Bronwyn.
Yeah, but I was with Bronwyn. Are you apologizing because everybody's apologizing and because,
Ooh,
they
she did say
told you
that.
to?
Hmm.
Or do you really mean it?
That part, I
I didn't
forgot about
believe
that.
it was genuine. I felt like it's,
Yeah.
oh, I want to be a part of this kumbaya moment, so let me
Uh huh.
apologize. Girl,
Yeah,
bye.
Brittany, girl, you need some therapy. You need something. You need a hobby. I don't know. But anyway, so they resolve that. Then Angie says that she wants to talk to Meredith, to which Meredith says, "I'm sure you do." And they're talking about the situation that just happened at the trip with her husband Shan. Um, Meredith is still doubling down, even though Shan kind of explained himself and put her in her place. But Meredith wants to die on this hill, and I think she doesn't want to admit that she's wrong. Um, but Angie says, "Listen, my husband already said to you he was not speaking about your son. It's about these rumors, like we talked about last week on our show, Shan. Meredith was the one that kind of got the ball rolling with the rumors about Sean's sexuality. So what Angie and Sean are saying is that because Meredith, I guess, didn't want to have a negative reaction from the fans, she kind of pulled the LGBTQ community card, and that's what they were trying to say. But then Meredith pulls out her phone to, I guess, show a little piece of the podcast. And you guys, I cannot tell you how much I laughed when Meredith gets her phone, extends her arm, and Whitney Rose just freely and so confidently yanks that phone from her and is trying to turn it up. And Meredith is like, "Don't grab my phone." And she yanks it from her. I was like, is this going to be a Monique and Candace thing? Oh my gosh. That was so funny. That was so funny.
I was like, who gave Whitney the balls to do that? She literally grabbed it.
Oh my gosh. But Whitney, I guess she thought that maybe Meredith, because when you look at the video, Shan, it kind of looks like Meredith is giving the phone to, like, she extended it across the, I don't know. It was hilarious.
I
I
could see
thought
that.
it was hilarious how Whitney just so, like, if it was nothing, she just grabs the phone to try and turn up the volume. And then did you see that little confessional Whitney did?
I was like, damn, this show is so good. So good.
It's so good with the bangs. Potomac, take notes. These
Take
women are
notes.
funny and
I
dramatic.
know.
It's so
I laughed
funny.
so much this episode. Like between it's my credit card, between this girl needs a dog, she needs undivided attention, between the three men you sleep with. I was like laughing all this episode.
You're right. It was a good episode. So anyway, Meredith grabs her phone back, but she continues to go at it with Angie because Meredith doesn't want to admit that she was wrong. She keeps saying that she's right. And Angie's a little tired, so she calls her miserable. And before you know it, they're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So Mary, because this is her house, gets up and then she's like, Angie, Meredith, listen to me. But they won't listen. They're just yapping and yapping and yapping. So Mary says to Meredith, if you're not going to listen to me, get out of my house. It, and Meredith's victim 101. Okay, I will. I will. So dramatic. Grabs her coat with the tears and everything. And Mary's like, no, 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 Meredith, I didn't mean it. Like, I just meant if you're not going to listen. But Mary's like, no, you have kicked. I mean, Meredith is like, you have kicked me out of your house and I'm hurt. And she walks away. And I loved how Mary said, thank God she took them bangs with her.
Another moment where I was laughing so hard.
Another moment, yes. But what did you make of that little piece of Meredith leaving and being kicked out and all that?
I felt like I felt a little bad for Meredith because I
Really?
felt like everybody was coming for her at the table. Like, granted, warranted coming for her, right? Because she started with the
Mhm.
phone playing the video. But I felt like between Angie telling her off and then Whitney grabbing her phone and then her best friend, kinda, right? Because we know them as really close, kick her out her house. Like, I felt a
Oh yeah.
little bad for her. I felt like she felt alone. But I feel like she overreacted to the max because I don't think Mary was directly saying, "You get up my house." I think she was
Right.
making a general statement because they were yelling in her house, and that's just rude. Like, you shouldn't be yelling in nobody's house. So I feel two different ways. I felt like Mary overreacted for sure. But then I felt like she probably felt like everything was coming at her from all different angles. Not Mary, I'm sorry. Meredith overreacted because she was so dramatic, like you said, with the crying and then the walking out. And then it's like, you know, it was a
Yeah.
little dramatic.
Well, my
But
this
I
is
could
my
understand
theory.
sitting at a table and feeling like everybody was ganging up on you a little bit, you know?
Well, this is my theory. My theory is that, well, first of all, Meredith loves to victimize herself, and so does Lisa, and so does Heather. Okay, whatever. But I think that, like I said, Meredith is wrong on this topic. I really do feel that. So I think that because Angie, if we're going to be honest, was eating her ass up, I think Meredith chose to misinterpret Mary so that she could get out.
I never thought about it like that.
I think because Mary, like you said, Mary said, if you're not going to listen to me, get out of my house. And when Meredith was leaving, Mary did try to stop her. She was like, no, 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 I didn't mean it like that. But, you know, Meredith was
Yeah,
like,
she definitely overreacted.
I'm sure you and her have had a field day ripping me apart. And Mary's like, oh, don't you dare. Don't you dare talk about me and Angie. But that was, Shan, when I saw the trailer, I actually thought it was going to be like Mary and Meredith like getting into a fight, like something personal. That's what I was thinking at first. But it wasn't like that.
Yeah, I hope Meredith doesn't let this ruin their friendship because I don't think she was just generalizing, right? Saying a comment, and then she looked at Meredith while she was saying it. So it seemed like she was talking
Right.
directly to Meredith, all these M's. But I really don't think Mary was trying to kick her out. It was just like a general statement, like we all agreed. So she definitely overreacted. At first, I was on her side at the table when she was sitting down, and then Whitney grabbed her phone. I was on her side then. But once she got up and she got super overly offended, I was like, "Whoa, this is not warranted."
Yeah, it was too much. And that was the end of the episode. But you guys, definitely an iconic episode, like Shan said. Too many iconic moments all in one episode.
Yeah.
Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City, you are amazing as on the Housewives franchise for sure. So, any last thoughts, Shan, on this episode?
Everybody is clocked in.
Yes, they are. But I will say, as this show has continued, we're now 5 seasons in. I I'm not I like you said it earlier, Shannon. I agree with you. I used to love Heather when the show started. She was like funny. She was, always, making situations
Down
just
to earth.
funnier, down to earth. She was the best friend. She would be by people's side. And now she's become extremely like mean girl. Lisa, I mean, she's always been a mean girl to be honest. And Meredith, I'm getting a little tired of Meredith. So those three, I don't really care too much for them.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Meredith, she was my favorite too when the show first started. I loved her and
Yeah.
I loved Heather. It's not a good season for them.
It's not. And I think this might be I think we might start to real maybe not Lisa. Let's say that we still need Lisa. I'll give her that. But I think that for Heather and Meredith, I think if one of them were to leave the show, I think the show could still survive. So if next season they decide to make Meredith a friend of or not bring her back, I don't think I'll be upset. I think she was really good at the beginning, and I think she served her purpose. And I think the same for Heather. I hate to say that, but that's what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you guys. Last but not least, The Real Housewives of Orange County, Season 18, Reunion Part 3. This is going to be a little sad because we have loved this season of OC. Can you believe, you guys? It has been 20 episodes, 20 weeks. This show started in the summer and it's almost, it's now it's holiday time. So, but it's just been so good. Um, an amazing season. And like, I think we said it last week, it's the first Housewife show ever. It's the 100th season of the Housewife franchise, and they definitely are still on top of Housewives. It was just an amazing season overall. But let's talk about this third part. So we begin the third part with Shannon and Alexis still fighting, still going at it. Alexis is saying that Shannon is ruining John's reputation, and Shannon's like, no, I'm not. What did I say? And Alexis brings up that they have a lot of numbers that don't match hers, and that in fact, John actually spent about $300,000 when they were dating. So Andy asks, then why is he not what like why is he only asking for 75 specifically? Alexis says that it's because the 75,000 were a direct loan. That's the difference. Like he doesn't care about the 300,000 because that was just like relationship stuff. But they're saying that the 75,000 was an actual like loan. Did that make sense, Shan? Like to you when you heard that?
Yes and no.
Cuz and then they were, you guys, I hate to say this, because the Andy even asked Emily about a promissory note, and I guess a promissory note is given as like if you're going to loan somebody money, and Emily was trying to say that you cannot give a promissory note after you've given them the loan, right? Because that if that were the case, I could give Shan money right now and then give her the promissory note tomorrow and be like, oh, the money I gave you was actually a loan. But they did show some text, and it does look like, I hate to say this, Shannon knew that was a loan, according to those texts. And when Shannon says to Andy, well, when he broke up with me, he never mentioned it. Shannon, really? Just because he didn't mention it doesn't make it disappear.
I I didn't really like pay super attention to the text part, but I don't know. But
And,
I'm with the what she said. Why didn't you mention it before?
hmm, the only good point that I will say against Alexis and John is okay, I think we can all agree that yes, it was a loan. Whether like they want to admit it or not, that man gave her that money as a loan. Okay. But the question still remains, why didn't he take the amount when Shannon offered it? So Alexis explains that the reason they didn't want to sign the clause, the non disparagement clause, was because if she were to talk about him, he couldn't defend himself. But I thought that was a little. Mm, uh,
Girl, we see you.
yeah, I don't really think that makes sense. But did you see what Shannon posted on Instagram yesterday?
I did.
She
60K.
paid him back. Yep, and she actually even tagged both of them, which I thought was iconic. But then part of me is also like, well, Shannon. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say then why couldn't you do it? But I just remembered they didn't want to sign the non disparagement clause. That's what it was.
Wait, did they end up signing it? I saw her picture of her post, but
I
I
don't
didn't
know.
read
That's,
the
that's a good
details.
question. Yeah, that's a good question.
Mm.
That's definitely a good question. You guys, one of the things that I didn't like though, and tell me, Shan, what you think, when Shannon and Alexis were trying to, argue, Emily, Gina, all these people kept inserting themselves.
Yeah, but I feel like they were trying to defend Shannon. But Emily, she was
Yeah.
on 10. She was butting
Ooh,
into everything.
everything. And did you see Alexis kind of trying to put Andy in his place when Andy was like, let her talk, and Alexis was like, you don't say that to me. You don't let me talk.
Bye,
I
Alexis.
was
We
like,
don't care.
damn, Alexis. Damn. But yeah, Alexis was definitely trained by John. Also, I didn't realize that when John and Shannon were together, they were not official. They were just like dating because they said that they broke up on Thanksgiving Day of 2022, but then they still remain seeing each other. And Alexis says, "Oh yeah, they were just friends with benefits."
Hmm. But
How did
like
that
Emily said, they were together for 5 years allegedly. So that's not friends with benefits.
Yeah, because I mean, if you date someone for 4 to 5 years,
That's a long
break up,
time.
and then it's like, oh, we're friends with Bennett. Not really. I
At
mean,
that
I
point,
don't.
it's more, right?
Yeah, because you got so much history with them. So I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know
But
either.
yeah. Also, they kept showing an interview, like a confessional with John and Alexis. I would say, I mean, they might as well have brought John. They showed so much of that interview.
Right.
They just kept
They
showing
did
that.
put, yeah.
So I would say that was pretty much it. Alexis just kept arguing with Shannon about the money. It really just comes down to that, and she keeps saying that, oh, you talk bad about him, but Shannon didn't really talk bad about him. All she did was defend herself from what they were putting out. And I liked how Shannon and all the other ladies said, well, last year it was actually the opposite. The ladies were trying to prove to Shannon that John wasn't a good guy, and she was the one defending him.
Right.
So this idea that she's been trashing him is just not true. Now, when she said that Shannon said something about his shoes and his teeth, that was like, what is it called? Fun shade. Like, calm
Light
down.
shade, fun shade.
That's not going to ruin
Yeah.
someone's reputation.
Yeah.
I think John and Alexis ruined their own reputation.
Yeah. And we don't know,
They're,
we still know nothing about Alexis. All we know is that she's with John. John, John, John. It's like she never showed us anything about her. You know what I mean?
yeah, she was always on like defense mode, and they talk about
Yes.
these videos. They talk about these videos. Alexis says that she didn't know they were filming. She was like, I never tried to say this. Like, I forgot we were filming. I was like, really?
Child, when they film, don't they use high quality cameras right in front of your
Oh,
face?
that part. And
This
they have mics connected to them.
is not no iPhone video.
And they have mics on, like, inside their clothes. So, but
I
John did say he doesn't plan on ever releasing them. So it is what it is. As Shannon and Alexis are kind of going back and forth, Heather stops to question Jen and Katie and say, what do they think? Because even though they're friends with Shannon, they also have been very close to Alexis. So my question to you, Shan, is it bad that Katie and Jen have their own little friendship with Alexis?
they're new, so I think they were just trying to get to know everyone and come in like unbiased. You know?
Yeah, I could see that. I actually don't, because I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, poor Shannon. Jen is friends with her enemy." Well, I don't feel bad anymore, and we're gonna get to that in a second. But yeah, I don't listen. I think that and Jen and Katie did say we've talked to Alexis and we've told her that we think that a lot of what she does is wrong. And also Tamara, she kind of said that there's a different side to Alexis, but like Shan just said, we never got to see that part, right? We just got to see the Alexis that's attacking Shannon.
Yeah,
So,
we didn't get to see anything about her. It was just defense. Um I feel like I do remember them saying something to her though. Like, hey, maybe this is too much.
hmm, no,
But
absolutely.
listen, I'm like, this is how I am, right? If we're friends, we're friends, and like, I'm always gonna be on your side. It's like, it's hard for me to be friends with people who my friends don't like. Like, I know that's so childish. You know what I mean?
No, I get
It's
it.
like loyalty is so important. So I could see how Shannon could feel away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I think she kind of said it, right? She was sort of saying like she didn't like it. She doesn't appreciate it. Um, so that was pretty much it for Alexis. She then leaves when everybody kind of needed a break. Then when they come back from the break, Emily, who the know-it-all, says to she keeps coming at Jen, you guys. Why does Emily keep coming at Jen? So Emily says to Jen, specifically Jen, and Emily's so loud too. She says, Jen, you say that you don't subscribe to mean girl behavior. Clearly you do because you're friends with her. You wanna know what's funny about that, Shan? Tamara and Heather are also friends with her. So why isn't she questioning them?
And that part, that part right there.
But am I
Emily,
crazy? Or am I crazy, or does it seem like Emily keeps coming at Jen specifically and Katie? But like
yeah,
in this instance, Jen.
the reunion, yeah. No, I agree. It's like lay off a little bit. Jen is not a mean girl. I don't think she subscribes to mean girl behavior. I think she was just trying to get to know everyone. That's what I think.
Yeah,
And they probably
absolutely.
know a
So,
different side to Alexis than what we see. You know what I mean?
uh huh.
So I get it
Oh, wait.
partially.
I forgot to say one thing. So when Alexis was still there and she was trying to talk to Shannon, but like I said, Emily kept butting in. Alexis says
Oh
to
yeah.
Andy, Andy, I'm not gonna be here with three of them ganging up on me. I'm talking to Shannon. Tweedledee and Tweedledum can butt out. And Emily says, "Don't you ever call me effing dumb. You are the dumbest effing girl I've ever met." What did you think of that?
I was like, okay.
I mean, that was funny, but I still agree with Alexis that Emily needed to shut up a little. But that was funny from Emily to say.
Yeah. And so I could see that. So then
Yeah.
Emily is going at Jen about being a mean girl and all this stuff, and they all agree, or participating in mean girl behavior or whatever she said. And so Jen is like, she's not. And then Katie and Jen, they basically told them, like, hey, we did say something to Alexis.
Yeah. So then I guess they're kind of wrapping up at this point, and Andy says to Shannon, "Oh, Shannon, when you and Alexis were going at it, I noticed that Tamara was very quiet and she was kind of agreeing with you. Then, you guys, this is where I started to get a little pissed. All of a sudden, Shannon is like, "Yeah,
Oh my
I
God,
know,
Tamara, I miss
I
you.
saw." And before you know it,
They're
the women
hugging.
are hugging. And and Tamara's like, yes, I all I did all I did was out of love. It was because I cared, and I was
Mm-hmm.
hurt. Yo, Shan, that pissed me off. I'm gonna tell you why. I love forgiveness. I love moving, turning the page, but this got on my nerves because we've been on here, like I said, 20 weeks watching the episodes, all championing Shannon, right? Because we're like, you deserve better, Shannon. You don't deserve this friend. Tamara was trying to attack her every single time. You were drunk. You crashed your car. You almost killed somebody. You need to get over it. And Tamara, what did she do? She became besties with Alexis, who was dating um Shannon's ex. So she was vicious to her. So for now,
Yes.
her to just be hugging her, you know what I think, Shan? I think that Shannon likes. I think she likes the toxicity, low key.
I think Shannon let Tamara off way too easy. Like, yes, we're all for forgiveness and moving on and not holding a grudge, yada, yada, yada. But, like you said, she was very vile, very vicious. It wasn't like a few moments, it was like continuously. So I'm sorry, but Shannon should have listened to her therapist. She said her therapist told her that the relationship was toxic. She should have listened to her therapist because I don't believe Tamara has magically changed into this wonderful, nice human. I don't believe it, and so I feel like I'll see it. I'll believe it when I see it. But she definitely was not held accountable at all.
At
Tamara
all.
was
But you know,
not held accountable at all.
it sends such the wrong message, and in a way, Tamara is the winner because think about it. You allowed her to be a completely horrible human being all season. Then, come reunion, she's nice and quiet, like a good Christian woman, and it's like all her sins were washed away because she was quiet at this reunion. So, and
Right.
Tamara got away with everything, basically.
Yeah. And all she had to
And
say was, it's because I care about you. I care. And Shannon
girl,
just ate it up. And like, yes,
yes,
we're
she
not
did.
saying Shannon shouldn't forgive. That's not what we're saying. But because we don't, well, me, I don't think Tamara just magically changed and now is like so nice and not gonna say hurtful things to Shannon. I don't believe it.
I don't
But
believe
good
it
for
either.
them.
And like I said, Shannon Bedore, as much as I love her, she likes the toxicity because let's not forget, you guys, she kept going back to John last season after all of them were telling her, Shannon, break up with him. Every time you get drunk, you call all of us to tell us the horrible things that he has said to you, and then you go back with him. And when we try to bring it up, you get mad at us.
Does she like the toxicity, or does is that all she knows and she's familiar with?
I think,
And
yeah,
so
you might be right.
we like to stick to our comfort zone. So I don't know.
Because don't
It's like
forget,
familiar to her.
Shan, I don't know if you saw this season, but I think it might have been season 10 or 11. The main storyline was that Vicky had told Kelly Dodd in secret off camera that um, David, Shannon's ex, used to hit her. And that became the whole storyline of that
Oh,
season.
I didn't even watch that season. I told you I just got into OC like recent
Yeah,
years.
it was a lot. So I think that Shannon it has been used to a lot of it, like you said, a lot of this toxic behavior, the relationships.
Yeah, I
So
just hope Tamara don't continue to hurt Shannon. But I doubt that will happen.
look, maybe Tamara. Let's try to look at the positive. Maybe she saw the social media backlash, and maybe she realized she was wrong, and maybe that's why she acted a little different. If that's the case, then I guess that's good. But come
Yeah.
next season or whatever, and Tamara does this again, I, I can speak for myself. I'm not gonna be defending Shannon.
Maybe you're right. Maybe she sees the criticism and took the criticism and trying to be better and she's starting therapy. All right, let's be hopeful.
Yeah.
So
So yeah,
yeah, they hug.
they hugged.
Mhm.
They end the reunion. They brought some espresso martinis, and they cheers to an iconic season of OC. But wait, you guys, they
Ooh.
picked up the cameras 36 hours later, which in my opinion it was useless. They all just met at Gina's house. It was Gina, Emily, Heather, Shannon, and Tamara. Heather shares with Shannon that the night of the finale party, which mind you was 5 months ago, they all went to dinner and John and Alexis were there. And John told everybody that he did hear the crash. His daughter stopped him from going out to see what had happened. And he also said that Shannon punched him. Now, Shannon, I think that actually did happen because she starts to cry a lot and she actually says to the ladies, what if I did some really horrible stuff? Because you got to remember, you guys, Shannon was so drunk that she doesn't remember. She says to them, what if I did some really horrible stuff? And you know what I like, Shan? I really like Gina's response. She said, if things come out, you're going to own it just like you owned the DUI. And I thought that was a good response. Um, and they Shannon then starts to cry
Yeah.
again. She says that it's been a year since the DUI, but she feels so much love, and they all have a wonderful group hug, and that's the end. My only question is this: if Heather and Tamara are so, such good friends to Shannon, why did they wait 5 months to tell her what John said at the dinner? You get what I mean?
Yeah, cuz like I guess. But all I was thinking when they had their little sit down kumbaya moment after the reunion ended, all I was thinking was, damn, I hope this doesn't carry over into next season. Like Shannon again have to deal with the stress of this situation. You know what I mean? Because I feel like
Yeah,
she's probably thinking, damn, I got through this season, I survived, I got through it. And then I feel like it's probably going to be another season of this if he's saying, oh, this happened, this happened. You know what I mean? Like, I
yeah.
thought this would
Well,
just end here, but it doesn't seem like it's going to end with this season. The whole saga with Shannon.
I actually think it will only because of what Shannon posted last night. After posting, I mean, that she paid the amount, I think it's done. I really don't think Bravo will bring back Alexis. I think that'll be it.
Yeah, I can see that.
But yeah, that was the end, you guys. We have loved this season of OC. Before we go, Shan, what would you like to see next season? Who do you want to see come back? Who would you not mind if they left? Personally, I gotta say that for me, you can tell me who yours is, Shan. For me, the MVP this season was Jenn. Jenn found her voice. Jenn found her independence. She stood up, and I gotta give her all the flowers. I would love to see her come back. I also want to see Katie come back because I do feel like she was done a little. I didn't like the way she was treated at this reunion. Gina can stay because she was nice to Shannon. Of course, Shannon has to stay because Shannon is the show.
Is the
As far as
moment.
she is the moment, as far as Heather DeBro and Emily Simpson, get rid of them. I don't care if they go. And Tamara, whatever, I don't care. But what about you?
I agree. Jen is definitely the MVP of the season for sure. I really like Jen. I feel like she did a good job. I like that she was nice, and then it was like boom, she found her voice. I feel like they all could come back. I like Gina. I feel like Gina was a lot of times the voice of reason. Like
Yes.
she would say little
Yep.
things, and it's like she
Yeah.
was supportive. They could all come back, I think, except the friend of the
Alexis.
show.
The friend. You're a friend. You're a friend. Your time is up.
You're a TV star.
Oh, I can't. Alexis, listen, she came on this show to make a fool of herself. Like, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love
So
to
yeah.
see this cast. Like I said, okay, if okay, Shane, here's the question: if you had to get rid of one, like you were forced to fire one, who would it be? I think I would fire Heather.
Ooh, damn. I think so too. Cause what
And
did
think
she
about
really?
it.
She didn't really bring, and I don't dislike her as much as you do.
Oh
Like
my
I could
god,
take
I
or leave
really
Heather.
I
I could
can't
take her or
stand
leave
Heather.
Heather, but I don't remember her bringing anything to the show really. Like
Not really.
anything, like her storyline. I don't remember her storyline.
Well, and honestly, I think that Heather didn't bring a storyline, and if we're gonna be honest, neither did Emily.
Yeah. You know,
And
no, I
maybe
would keep Heather. I feel like Heather has a purpose on the show. Now that I think about it.
so you okay? So maybe
I
you could get
don't
rid of
know.
Emily.
I think I like, you know what I think? I think they all fit. Like the group fits.
That's
Like
true.
I feel like the show is good how it is.
Right.
But then yeah, I don't really remember Heather's storyline, so I'm back and forth. But I feel like they have a good group. And then when
Yeah.
they start switching and stuff, it might not be as good. I don't know. You know?
I would, like I said, get rid of Heather. I would bring in a new housewife to kind of just shake things up just a little bit, not too much, just a little bit, so we can get a little
Just
bit
a
more.
tad.
Yeah, just some more different stories. And then, I mean, maybe Heather could be a friend of the show, and so could Vicky. That would be interesting. But I think the show has a lot of potential next season
Yeah.
for sure. But we loved this season, so OC, you did your thing. You're the OGs. I mean, the OG show, and you're still on top. So, um, round of applause to the Real Housewives of Orange County season 18. They all showed up to work. And with that, you guys, we have come to the end of our reality rundown. Potomac, Salt Lake City, and Orange County. Like I said, next week we'll do Beverly Hills to replace Orange County. But this has been fun, Shan. Um, good things to talk about. Any final
Yes.
thoughts?
This was amazing. I enjoy doing this with you every week. And guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, I guess I gotta start watching what's the new one? Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills. Yes. You're gonna love it. The first episode was good. But
Okay,
with
I
that, you guys,
trust you.
yes, I've never recommended a bad
You
show.
never
Like
let me
I
down. It's
yes.
true.
But you guys, with that, thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. And we will catch y'all next week with another reality rundown. Until the next one, y'all have a great one. Bye.
Bye.